What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I've got another really important AMC update to bring all of you this afternoon. So what we're going to be covering in this update is, as usual, we're going to be taking a look at the Ortex short interest and utilization data to get a better understanding of where we are at the current time with the short squeeze side of this investment. Now, the second thing that we're going to be covering is, again, we do have to take a look at the option chain because that does tell us a lot about the potential volatility of the overall stock price of AMC going into the end of this week. Now, the two main key important things that we need to go over is, one, Citadel is now suing again. They're basically throwing out these cease and desist letters for all of these billboards, banners that want to be flown around to basically spread the message of the apes. Now, we're going to go over exactly some of the potential reasons why they are so scared of these different billboards or signs getting thrown around. But the fact remains that they are really scared at the current time of all of the noise that the ape community has been making. And honestly, that is a very, very good thing. Now, the second thing is more AMC related. That is unbelievable news. So ARON recently had an interview today, and he basically told us a lot of really solid information. He gave us an investor count. We have an expansion of the different types of sporting events that AMC is going to be showing in the theaters. And we have AMC potentially being an issuer, not only just accepting, but an issuer of crypto in the near future, which could hint at a potential crypto dividend once AMC is able to pay out a dividend. So before we get into all of that information, if you enjoyed the information and analysis that I provide for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps us out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people who want to learn. And again, YouTube's been kind of wonky with the algorithms recently, so it does really help us get this information out. If you guys drop a like or a comment on the videos, it doesn't have to be on mine, but whoever your favorite AMC creator is, make sure you guys are engaging with their videos. So at the current time that I'm recording, it's about 30 minutes before the market closes, and AMC is down almost 3% on the day. But here is something I really want you guys to take a look at. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 solid green bars right here. We have gone on a pretty solid run over the last couple of trading days, and a slight 2.75% red day at the current time is nothing to really be worried about. Now, when you combine that with all of the potential catalysts that AMC has coming up, and including their earnings call, which is something that we are going to keep talking about, and the fact that AMC could see a significant run up into that earnings day, I still believe that AMC has a lot of bullish trajectory in the near future. Now, when we come over to this Ortex update right here, utilization has dropped decently over the last day. So we are now seeing the utilization at 84.74. Now, somehow, some way, they are getting their hands on more shares to lend out. And when I mean they, we're talking about those lending institutions. Now, it could be those large hedge funds. It could be a BlackRock. It could be any other institution that is holding a lot of shares on behalf of others or for themselves. Now, we do see the estimated short interest as a percentage of the free float, 16.52% at the current time. But again, really take these Ortex numbers with a grain of salt. What we really look at here is the fact that these numbers are just a bare baseline minimum of what the numbers could potentially be. We all went through the GameStop SEC report yesterday, and the fact that they really showed that the shorts really did not cover a significant portion of their positions in order to cause that significant run up, but the short interest massively decreased. So there is something going on there behind the scenes, most likely in the derivatives market, which we have talked about before. Now, speaking of derivatives, let's come over and take a look at Stonko Tracker and just refresh this page so we have an accurate understanding. So again, when we look at these out of the money and in the money calls, exactly what we expected. The amount of calls in terms of the open interest, the contracts that people are holding, has increased since yesterday. And now we don't have really enough contracts in the money at the current time in order to cause significant buying volume from those market makers. We are still seeing a decent amount of contracts out of the money, which could, if we see some more bullish action, send more contracts in the money and cause more buying from these institutions. But again, options really on a week-by-week basis are usually doing more harm than good in providing liquidity to those institutions that could have short bets on AMC. But again, the counter argument to that is that a lot of different securities have an options market, so these option sellers are going to make their money somehow. Now, let's get into this Citadel situation. So we have seen a couple of these cease and desist before from Claire Locke. So to who it may concern, our firm is a defamation counsel to Citadel Securities and its founder, Ken Griffin. It is our understanding that a woman named Catherine Larson, who uses the Twitter handle Cat Striker, has contracted with a New York City mobile advertising company to run a series of billboard advertisements in the city. She has published a series of tweets containing pictures of those ads, which contained demonstrably false and defamatory statements about Mr. Griffin, including the inflammatory and outrageous claim that he perjured himself by lying under oath. We write to put all companies that offer mobile billboard services in New York on notice. This is a wild statement right there. They are basically saying that if you are a billboard provider in New York City, Claire Locke and Citadel are going to be looking out for you, that further engaging with Miss Larson will expose you and your company to substantial legal liability. Now, they go on to basically say that everything that happened in January is a conspiracy. Now, we are seeing this narrative really pushed on us from the media, especially after this SEC report, and honestly, it is just FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There is really nothing in that report that disproves anything that we have been talking about over the last 9 months. So now let's think about some of the potential reasons as to why Citadel is so worried about these banners and basically our message and the messages that some individuals in our community really want to get out there. Why are they so upset about this? Well, one, there was a hint that Ken Griffin would want to run for public office in the near future, and having these statements out there would really not help with his efforts to attain that public office. The second thing, however, is I have seen some unconfirmed rumors that Citadel's investors on their hedge fund side are able to withdraw some of their funds at the current time. And when you think about the types of people that have their money at these funds, they really want to move quietly. They want to give their money to these high-performing hedge fund managers, make their return, and go on with their day. They do not want the hedge fund manager to be in the news in any controversy whatsoever. So this could be really hurting Citadel's business model at the current time. Now, let's get into this situation with Adam Aron, and he has proved to us once again, and he does this time and time again, that he is honestly one of the best CEOs in the business. So when we come over here, shout out to Antonio Martinez. He always puts out some awesome information when it does come out. So shout out to you, Antonio. I don't know if you're watching this right now, but in this part 3 that Antonio has posted, when you go through all of these different sections of the interview that happened today, here are the key points that Adam Aron has essentially talked about. One, there are 4 million plus individual retail investors. That is a number that we got back in June, but we have seen it come back up today, which I think is a really strong thing to see. If Adam Aron is telling us that we still have that many people invested in AMC, guess what that means? Apes are not leaving. Now, the second thing that they talk about is the expansion of their ability to show NFL games in theaters. Again, this is another awesome thing fundamentally for the business, and I know a lot of people are always saying, well, the fundamentals don't really matter. This is a short squeeze play, but if AMC can fundamentally increase the value of the business and the market sees that, well, the price is going to continue to go up, and that is going to put more pressure on the shorts over the long term. Now, let's really talk about the most important thing that we saw in this interview. So Adam Aron started to talk about cryptocurrency. One of the things that he said is he was going to be able to accept Ethereum, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin, all things that we really know. But the one sentence that he did say that really nobody has heard before is that they could then be an issuer of cryptocurrency. Now, we have to think about some of the events that have transpired in the past and the events that are coming up in the future. This is why I really like talking about AMC's earnings call coming up, because we never know what we are going to get from Adam Aron. In the last earnings call, The Say Technologies vote, the top question was asking about a dividend. Adam Aron went in depth to this question and essentially said, well, we do have a lot of debt at the current time, so right now we really are not able to issue a dividend. But he offered a caveat to that statement. He said that we do have a lot of capital on hand. We plan on paying off a lot of our debt in the near future, which he has done. And about that time next year, so next June or July, we would then see AMC have the ability to issue a dividend. Now, this is not me saying that the squeeze is going to have to wait until this time next year. That is not what I'm saying at all. But we do have a lot of really solid things on our horizon that we keep having to look out for, and really is just going to increase the fundamental value of this company going forward, which I think is much better than having bad fundamental news. So that is going to wrap up this update on AMC. If you enjoyed the information and analysis that I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps us out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people who want to learn. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.